Was it looking there? You got it ready to go in 1 minute?
Yeah, I think we are. We got 4 people in the room here and another 2 online.
Wonderful.
Whenever you're ready to go, Director Wood.
You ready, Alex?
Yes, already.
All right, 7 o'clock. I will call this public hearing to order. I am Fred Boyko, the Beaufort electoral area representative. I'd like to recognize and appreciate the fact that we are holding this hearing on the traditional territories of the Shishot and Hoopa First Nations. I'd like to introduce you to the HRD planning staff, Alex, planning manager, and Carrie Wah, planning assistant, Brooke Ichuk, junior planner, and Jason Kivas, bylaw enforcement officer. Not sure if those guys are there. I can't really see them in the video there. This hearing is being held in the HRD boardroom and electronically by Zoom. It is being recorded and is live streamed on the HRD website. With staff, please like to provide direction and instructions on how to participate in this hearing.
Happy to. First of all, thank you all for participating here tonight. If you are watching the live stream on the website and would like to join in, the details on how to connect are in the Zoom meeting invite document linked on the public hearing webpage. We want to just start off by highlighting some of the tools in Zoom that will help you participate in the meeting. We do have a number of people in the boardroom here as well, and if you would like to speak when the opportunity arises, you'll have to use the microphone system at the podium or at one of the seats on the table. If you are participating online, we'll ask that you turn on or off your video and mute or unmute your audios so that other participants can see you and hear you. If you can keep your audio muted until you're ready to speak, just to cut down the background noise, that would be great. There will be an opportunity for all members of the public to speak after the staff present the application, and the applicants have an opportunity to present their thoughts as well. So when the chair calls upon any members of the public to speak, we'll ask that you either put your hand up or call out that you'd like to speak. Once you're recognized by the chair, we'll ask that you state your name and address, followed by your comments and your questions. And then finally, if you're using Zoom, there is a chat feature as well as access from the controls on your screen. If you would like to make a comment or ask a question at any time, feel free to do so. Those comments will be brought forward by staff once the chair asks for public comments. And then finally, any final comments that you would like to make at the end of the presentations, you're welcome to do so. So I think I'll leave it at that. And if anybody has any questions, they can let us know. Thanks.
Thank you, Alex. The purpose of this public hearing is to receive input, written and verbal, from any person who believes that their interest in property is affected by the bylaw. Members of the public will be allotted 5 minutes to provide their comments a first time. We will hear everybody wishing to speak for the first time before allowing a second comments. Each time a member of the public provides their comments, they'll be allotted a maximum of 5 minutes. Person can come to the speaker's podium as many times as required, as provided the person is providing information and not previously presented at the public hearing. The board of directors will receive full minutes of this hearing before voting on the bylaw. Staff are taking minutes to summarize the issues raised, and this meeting is being recorded as well. Please speak clearly to ensure accuracy. Would staff please introduce the proposal? Thank you.
Okay, my name is Brooke Estruck. I'm the junior planner here. I'm going to read this notice of the public hearing. A public hearing for proposed development in electoral area B, Beaufort, has been scheduled to consider application RB 21013, bylaws P1468 and P1469. When Tuesday, February 6, 2024 at 7 p.m. Where electronic call-in or in-person attendance at the Alberni Clayoquot Regional District Office located at 3008 Fifth Avenue, Port Alberni, BC. Deborah Andreef and Ferdinand Triller are the owners and applicants. The subject property is located at 5400 Kingston Street and is legally described as Block 14, District Lot 168, Alberni District, Plan 439, except the right-of-way of the Esquimalt and Nanaimo Railway Company, containing 1.3 acres as shown on plan deposited under DD 4608N. Bylaws P1468 and P1469 are necessary to rezone the subject property to facilitate a two-lot subdivision. Bylaw P1468 is a Beaufort official community plan amendment bylaw to redesignate the subject property from a mix of agricultural use and rural use to small lot rural use. Bylaw P1469 is a zoning atlas amendment bylaw to rezone the subject property from a mix of rural A2 district and forest rural A3 district to small holdings A1 district. The public hearing will be held by the Director for Electoral Area B, the alternate director, or the chairperson of the regional district. The board resolution making this delegation, copies of bylaw P1468 and P1469 and all relevant background documents are available for review at the ACRD office and are available as supplementary information on the ACRD website at www.acrd.bc.ca/events/6-2-2024. Planning staff are available to answer questions in person through email or by phone during regular office hours, 8 to 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday from January 23rd, 2024 to February 6th, 2024, excluding statutory holidays. Anyone who feels their interest in property will be affected by the proposed bylaws will be afforded a reasonable opportunity to be heard. You can participate in the public hearing in person, electronically, or by phone. Full instructions to do so can be provided by contacting planning staff. In addition, participation instructions are included in the supplementary information available at www.acrd.bc.ca/events/6-2-2024. The public hearing will be conducted from the ACRD office located at 3008 Fifth Avenue, Port Alberni, BC. Written correspondence can be submitted to the ACRD by hard copy delivered to the ACRD office in person or by mail. Email sent to publichearings@acrd.bc.ca. Email submissions will only be considered if received if receipt confirmation is provided by CRD staff. Written submissions can be provided at the public hearing or in advance. Written submissions provided in advance of the public hearing must be received no later than 8 a.m. on January 23, 2024, or no later than 4 p.m. February 6, 2024. Submissions provided ahead of the public hearing outside of these parameters will not be included. If you have any questions, planning staff are available to provide assistance during regular office hours, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, excluding statutory holidays. We can be reached at Alberni Clayoquot Regional District Planning Department, 3008 Fifth Avenue, Port Alberni, BC, B9Y2E3.
Great, thank you, Brooke. That's always a fun one to do. Our apologies, we'll speak for a little bit here, but there will be an opportunity for the public to speak as well. And once again, if you are watching the live stream on YouTube right now and you'd like to participate in the meeting, the details on how to connect are on the Zoom invite documents linked on the webpage. I will start off by highlighting the agency referral responses. The responses that we had received either noted that their interests were unaffected or recommended that bylaws be approved subject to conditions outlined in the responses. Copies of those agency referral responses are available for public review, both linked on the website, with hard copies available here in the boardroom. And those agency responses will form a part of the public hearing report that will be considered by the board. There was one letter of correspondence that was received ahead of the public hearing. The letter was provided by the neighboring property owner at 6253 Drinkwater Road that has agreed to provide an easement for legal access to the potential new lot that would be created west of the E&N railway line. The letter indicates conditional support for the rezoning and the provision of an easement provided the new lot is sold to the neighbors as previously agreed upon. I will note that the regional district regulates the use of land or land uses and cannot regulate ownership or how land is bought or sold. So if the rezoning proceeds, legal access will be required for subdivision. So if the neighbor were to withdraw their support for the easement, the applicant would still need to establish legal access as a condition of that rezoning application. And once again, copies of those letters, of that letter, sorry, are available linked on the ACRE website and also available here in the boardroom. And that letter will form part of the public hearing report as well. Now, the proposal itself, as you heard from Brooke, the property owners are applying to rezone the 3.5 hectare, about 8.7 acre property from a mix of A2 district and A3 district to small holdings A1 district in order to facilitate the applicant's intention of a 2-lot subdivision. The property is split, as you've heard, by the E&N railway right-of-way, which would serve as the dividing line for the 2-lot subdivision. The lot east of the railway would be 2.4 hectares, containing the existing house and improvements that are accessed off Kingston Street. And the lot west of the railway would be a vacant 1.1 hectare parcel that would be accessed via driveway easement through the neighboring property and connecting to the end of Drinkwater Road. This rezoning application also includes an amendment to the Beaufort official community plan, which would redesignate the property from a mix of rural use and agricultural use to the small lot rural use designation in order to accommodate that rezoning. The minimum lot size supported in the small lot rural use designation is 0.8 of a hectare or 2 acres, which aligns with the proposed A1 zoning that they've applied for throughout the property. As this rezoning application involves the OSTP amendment, a public hearing is held in accordance with the Local Government Act. That's why we're here tonight. I will also highlight that the 0.8 hectare minimum lot size proposed on the east 2.4 hectare lot could potentially facilitate additional subdivision on the east side of this property on Kingston as well. At the November 22nd, 2023 board meeting, the board gave bylaws first reading and delegated that this public hearing be held. When the board considered the bylaws for first reading at that time, they did confirm adoption of the bylaws would be subject to the following: the registration of an easement over the neighboring property to provide road access to the western portion of the property from Drinkwater Road, an agreement to include the property within the Beaufort Creek Fire Protection Service area, and confirmation from a registered on-site wastewater practitioner that the property can accommodate on-site sewage disposal to a 2-acre minimum lot size. Just expanding on those a little bit before I hand the mic over, the driveway access easement will be a private agreement between the two property owners, and confirmation that the easement is registered on the property title will be required by the regional district. The agreement to include the portion of the property west of the railway grade in the Beaufort Creek Fire Protection Area will also be required, as I noted, and the property owner can petition the regional district to have that portion of the land included within the service area, and staff can work with the applicants on that if this proceeds. And then finally, the applicants will need to engage the wastewater professional as well to assess the property and confirm that the on-site sewage disposal can be achieved to accommodate the intended subdivision proposal. I think that's it for staff. I'll pass it back to you, Director Burko, and I'll help you navigate the room here. If there's anybody waiting to speak, I'll flag them to you.
Yeah, I was going to mention that I can see the room, but I can't see all the gallery. I can see a couple of people there. The next step would be, would the applicant like to add anything to the proposal that the staff has just mentioned? Thank you.
So Deb or Steve, if you'd like to add any comments, that'd be a good time. I see you're muted, Steve. There you
There we go. Yeah, I don't know. You pretty much said it all. That property is divided by the E&N Railway, so it's just like a no-brainer thing to me. And I'm just here to support Deb.
Great, thank you. And Deb, feel free to unmute yourself anytime if you'd like to add any comments.
Unmute. Okay. I'm just glad my brother supported me, and yes, as he said, it should be a simple thing, and it's all agreed on with the neighbors. So, like he said, let's go. Move forward. Can you hear me?
Yes, we did. Thank you, Deb.
Okay.
I will consider the applicant has responded.
Yes.
We will now hear from members of the public. Please wait until you've been recognized by myself and state your name and address before beginning. All participants are asked to abide by the social accountability and respectful language guidelines included in the sign-in sheet. Anyone who incites harm towards other participants will be asked to leave at the discretion of the chair, myself. So if you'd like to talk, please raise your hand, come up to the podium, hit the button, and then we can all hear you. And I'll ask Alex to help me recognize anybody that I cannot see from my current location. Thank you.
I see Adrian. Come on up. If you could just give your name and address when you speak, that'd be great.
Adrian Cloak, 6253 Drinkwater Road. So I'm the owner of the adjacent property. So I know that we sent the email, and I just wanted to reiterate that we're willing to give the easement access, but not until we've got all of the notary paperwork finalized. So I won't be willing to sign the easement access until the paperwork for the sale of the property has been completed. And then once we've got all of that lined up and all in order, then we'd be willing to kind of take those further steps that we need to finish off the subdivision. So I just wanted to kind of make that clear from the email that we sent, or if there's any questions from the email that was sent.
Let's say something. I would like to say yes, of course. That's definitely what we would like to do. And thank you to Adrian. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you very much. And thank you, Adrian. Is there anyone else that would like to respond? Thank you.
Not seeing any hands in the room, and I'm just looking online. There are no attendees or panelists from the public online, but once again, if you are on the live stream and you'd like to participate, you can join the Zoom through the website. Otherwise, I will let anybody else in the room that wants to speak jump up to them.
Thank you, Alex. We're going to get into a bit more formalized here, but yeah, come on up and speak, please. Thank you.
Thanks, Vaughn.
I would just like to say that I support the application for subdivision based on the caveats that Adrian has outlined. My name is Vaughn Chase, and I'm at 6190 Chase Drive.
Thank you very much, Juan. Would anybody else like to have any comments? Thank you.
Not seeing anything else here in the boardroom. If you'd like to move forward with with calling out the rest of it, that'd be fine. Thanks.
Thank you, Alex. So I'm going to get a bit more formalized here, but please be advised that members of the board of directors cannot receive new information related to this bylaw between the end of this hearing and making a final decision on the bylaw. If any board member does so, this hearing could be invalidated and would have to be held again. With that in mind, does anybody have any final comments?
Not seeing anything in the room here.
Thank you, Alex. We're going to do this a few more times. I call for the first time for any further representation on the bylaws. Seeing no comments, I call for the second time for any further representations on the bylaws. And finally, I call for the third time for any further representations on the bylaws.
Looks like nothing else in the room, just a bunch of smiling faces. Thank you, Fred.
Alex, that's why we live in Beaufort. We can move along with things nicely.
Yay!
Hearing no further comments. Hearing no further comments, I declare this meeting terminated and there will be no more discussion. It is now 7:20 p.m.